boys, no problem in hand. Directly a full shutdown coming in from FFA Mix. Welcome to nothing else than the StarLadder minor close qualifiers for the MENA region. I am Zesht. I'm gonna guide you through this, and I hope the sound settings are as good as I remember them. If they are not, I have the chat open to my right hand side, so interacting with you is done with ease. I saw a lot of Israelis already in the chat, so you of course are welcome. Coming from NOM, I imagine, are more likely to cheer for the team of NOM. So let's see. Let's figure it out, and let's solve this riddle. Because NOM, of course, are to some degree the favorites due to, you know, being known as sort of one of the only organizations, one of the few organizations in that region. And I have to be honest with you, my knowledge fairly limited. The only one I really know is Boo, who used to play under the name of Asterion, together with Random Rambo, Lucker, and now the names, you know how it is. So my memory, not the best. Oh no, out of the map. Frags are already been taken out. Players fallen to the ground. Zero cool. Taken a few. One left and right. And Black Eagle takes sensor. So NOM, the team that is down by 2, and quickly taking a look on what HLTV is telling us. FFA Mix picked this specific map. So technically speaking, we could go on a free mapper. We're gonna see. a very friendly shalom in the chat. It's very enjoyable. But of course, NOM, the team which alien fans are favoring. Land Ref as well as Hydra are finding kills left, right, and center. FFA Mix only down to 3 at this point in time. That's a little uncomfortable. This is very uncomfortable for FFA Mix. Losing pretty much every single player once the real weapons are coming in for NOM. And then you see Lan. I'm not so sure if his angle is actually adequate. It is 100% adequate for anybody jumping out of balcony. He's going to give the information soon once Black Eagle goes a little further. Approaching slowly might be the case, whilst both players are splitting up. Now he's not in his view anymore. It's no big deal to some degree, as Jabs on his own tries to take Banana in the meanwhile. Why don't you take a look at it? But Black Eagle, gonna be expected. NOM stays in the solid state they were. Good luck and fun there, Jabs. No high hopes for this one. As the final player to be spotted, Japs is taken out. Everybody on the side of NOM prevails. Nazar, by the way, already made it into the grand final. We're gonna see a little later. NOM is fighting their way into that against FFA Mix. After beating a team called Italy. Italy, by the way, features no Italian players. Afterwards, going 2-1 against No Namers, but losing in the best of 3 format against Nazar. 1-2. And good to know the man is called Inferno, not Lenferni. It of course makes sense if you read backwards. So something learned again. Valuable lessons. Meanwhile, Inferno can extinguish the flames. I'm not quite sure if that was happening on purpose or not. Nevertheless, it's Banana not obtained by FFA Mix that early on. The utility's still thrown in. The boost from Inferno comes in. The tiny gap he holds. And Sinnoh is eliminated. The focus, though, of FFA Mix shifts more to the A side. Hydra, Sensor, and Cole are just waiting this out. The flashbang was brilliant. No chance that Black Eagle even sees a thing. And and that's team coordination working out just fine. But Juan is on his way to A. Knowledge is there in combination. They could do it, and Sensor finally chimes in. A little concerning, but in the meantime, just one taps Japs out of the server. My god. Absolutely astonishing. Absolutely stunning. An FFA mix. I mean, they had everything based on the pistol round, which was full brutal, let's hop in the Ferrari and just drive down the Autobahn kind of push. And it's the real Boogie comes in. Great man with a great voice. Can't say mine is as deep as his, but that's for another time. In the meantime, Nerd just says whatever, push through. Works to some degree, gotta watch out as players are surrounding him. Inferno in the meantime to get away from Nerds. So, uncomfortable situation actually, considering that FFA mix is right now put into a 3v3, and also Hydra is looking HP-wise not so great. He has to chime in, saw the barrel, AK being dropped, and that means only another 2 are left. Juanda with the deagle knows about 2. Oh, it's only the body shot he does onto Infernal. Still, the situation is somewhat hot. And this being so deadly and being so uncomfortable for NOM, you're not so sure if even those pistols make the system collapse. It just comes down to those final 3, with 2 of them being highly wounded. It's about time, because we don't see a single kid on the Israelis. First frag found, the second he's desperately looking for, but the AK part of the M4 in combination with the AUG, they finally need to strike, gets it on the site. Nowhere Black Eagle is, and back there, nobody needs to get on the bomb ASAP. Oh, and I'm not so sure. I am not so sure, but it should work. It's enough. And there it goes. FFA gets NOM in such an uncomfortable state, and in the meantime, still figuring a way to turn this one back. And as is the close qualifier, of course, one team advances. Whoever is going to win the later on match, this is the first best of 3 out of 2, is advancing to the Asian minor. So either Nazar, NOM, or FFA mix could make it. First of all, it's Inferno who's whiffing a shot, but thankfully he got Sensor on his side. In the meantime, players are passing by and he's not realizing a thing. This was a major mistake in the NOM setup. That's not the way you really want to see it, do you? Hydra cuts through the smoke. Should be seen by Zero Cool beforehand. And there it goes. Nerds. Last man standing. Could do himself a favor by saving, but rather looking for exit frags. He could be found. Both players peeking around. At least another kill he gets. But that's the end for him. An FFA mix. Get through with a third. Inferno looking quiet, balanced at this point in time. Once more saying the map has been picked by the side of FFA. Statistically speaking, besides that, Nerds so far with a 1.28 rating after 8 maps, one of the big names in this qualifier. This patience could pay off. It's another time where FFA Mix is trying a sort of brute attack, a brutal attack on the site of A. The AUG does its best, and the players are coming over the hay wagon where Sensor might just strike brilliantly in combination with his teammates. Nerd still hopes. MP7 works to some degree as he finds both ridiculously well. Hydra's finishing the case. My goodness, I'm a little bit surprised how much of an astute play comes out of a simple and small German submachine gun. NOM doesn't look really blithe in this, that's what you have to say. Are they going to be the eclectic team to also switch it up then on the T side when we're going so far? 5-3 should be possible, but you might remember what happened previous when FFA Mix had those pistols. As now, Honored's aggression pays off, but he could be eliminated anytime soon. Movement didn't work as good as expected. And again, the situation itself is not so comfortable for the NOM site. A free weapon picked up, 2 AKs we now see in the hands, and that's a brilliant boost that comes in, which is not gaining FFA Mix any frack at least. Maybe a bit of information, and Nate is goddamn brilliant and censor. NBA's finest striking in combination with the M4. That's all you needed. It looked like FFA Mix might have a great flank or great possibility to take the A side. Now it's all about B. An instant denial, or more likely an instant trade from Hydra, as though still the Deagle could strike. Knows where the player stands. An absolutely astonishing flick. Or more likely jiggle peek. And that's the AK. In combination, with nothing else than pure raw skill, though. It's Inferno taking them down. All done. Not with ease. Definitely not with ease. But legit. And as I see in the chat, all the lovely Israeli fans. You could say that NOM maybe has a bit of a bigger fan base. So I have legitimately nearly zero idea about the Australian CSGO scene. But that's fine. It's like a bit of a cultural exchange program, if that works. If that makes sense. I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Nevertheless, bunch of Fox. The hands of NOM, 2 of them to be accurate. The MP9 and Booze, not the best tool to play with, as any of his teammates could have dropped. So I'm not quite sure what the thinking process was behind it, just possibly coming out of the previous round. But can FFA Mix stoop their opponent, or can NOM deter any aggression from their opponent? As it's Infernal waiting it out. Oh, caught off guards. Milliseconds that could have decided life and death of his opponent, but doesn't change the matter of fact that things are rapidly gonna swing over to the B site, and only 2 individuals are there to hold that up. And if they're gonna deplete all their energy on their opponent, that's the only important thing. As it looks somewhat deleterious for NOM, at least Nerds is slowly approaching. And this is now a 5-man B aggression to the B site. Hunden says hello with his strategy, and Boom's coming around with 1. The second secured by the MP9, not yet, as he's struggling a little bit, and as Snarts needs to do it, but the MP9, it's taking out the majority. Problem still is, Zero Cool has to plant a bomb, and is caught mid-air by the AWP. A lot of individuals lost. In the meantime, NOM still takes it though. And again, today I learned something about the Australian scene with a big casual scene, bigger than I expected. I mean, I don't have any clue about it anyway. And I think people should stop bullying the UK CS scene. Stop it. It doesn't deserve that. There are good people in the UK CS scene, and they scream a lot of woo, so that's a plus for me. And let's see if FFA is coming out of with a plus in this round. this point in time, NOM is playing a near consummate CT side. Surely a few flaws here and there, especially that one 4 sort of round that didn't work at all. I saw the body, Nerds is striking in combination. Though those deagles are so goddamn hot on FFA mix. As with a little chicanery, and a little trickery here and there, suddenly it turns into a 4 versus 4. No big deal at the end of the day, but it's good weaponry that falls, bad weaponry sitting the ground as well. And now Sensor, oh, his AK Sprite works out brilliantly. Which means only Sinnoh what's somewhat of a chance. A Soul Man with an AWP, he hurt both most definitely. And if this backfires, not yet. 40 seconds to retrieve a bomb and bring it to either A or B. You can't really say it's that easy. You can't really say it's working that well, but actually, they're all falling for the old trickery. They're all falling for just that bamboozle. Besides that, though, Hydra's approaching. First op strikes. Oh, and he still lives, and not another day. But he does not need to peek. He needs to wait for the beeping sound. And Boo does it right to not re-peek until he heard it, because otherwise it would be an unnecessary death. .125 left on the clock. Inferno lost, well, let's see, a few bit of HP here with a great flashbang that bounced off wrong, if I saw correctly. It's Nerds who says, I'd rather not peek into it. Might be the more reasonable approach. NOM overall with a very nice utility usage. That B-side might just fall as Boo is getting taken out. A single AWP with the remaining 13 points of health needs to change it up. Hydra is still coming by and saying, how are you doing? And there the op strikes. First victim is Zero Cool. And now it's Inferno who boosts his teammate up. Brilliant move in that sense that he can go over to Coffins while he leaves his teammate up on Overwatch. But in the meantime, FFA makes decide to go for a little bit of a different focus. That is the A site. Sinnoh, he's gonna fake that. Any force of rotation? Sensor is definitely not falling for this. Has to throw the smoke in time, and he does. For a second, you could have thought that he might be falling due to having the nade in his hands, but here comes the boost. He's so up high, and so a man up on the balcony strikes. That's Nerds, who bounces himself down, goes for a second. A third is not granted, but the sort of damage he dealt with this is already brilliant. Time, he couldn't buy enough of that. And Hydra going a little too cocky into this. One AWP to change the outcome of this round. It is possible, especially as now it's one shot onto Sinnoh to take him down, and the op approaches slowly. Goes for the first smoke into his right-hand side. The FFA mix player waits. He got all the advantages, and he's going to take him out in the end. FFA struggling a little bit towards the end, but still bring it through with one. That must be enough. That must count. It's 7-4 is still considering, and that is the funny part about economy, right? When we take a look at it, it's bringing through 2 players and 2 players and 2 players. The majority is dying, means the majority needs to reinvest. I mean, this is obvious knowledge to some degree, but still can be pointed out. And this, of course, is making it look not so brilliant for the lads over there. So, Japs taking out his teammate as well. That makes it all a bit more problematic in the end. As they don't rotate over, you never know what's about to happen. Nerds patiently waits. Got a ZZ. Do they know about those players? Oh, the mistake though. A bit off the body scene, but they must not expect Inferno to be after or more likely behind the smoke as well. He could strike. Sees the first bomb down, takes the AK as an upgrade. Oh, and they nearly line up. That was already crazy enough, but it's Boo with just a single shot from any of those weapons to take him down. The Deagle, that would do it. The Deagle would do it, but they don't know about the low HP situation. But he takes him down nevertheless. NOM is bouncing back after just one round loss, and that was done brilliantly already. And as frags are coming in from FFA mix. At a first half looks somewhat possible, right? The first half is already in the bag for NOM. But something along the lines of a 10-5 would be the most comfortable situation to be in. Doesn't change the matter of fact that they obviously gave up on that. NOM are not going to take number 9, at least for the moment. Round number 13 finishing off with style. Especially the most worrying part is FFA mix only with one casualty at the moment, which means that the entire system somewhat collapsed to some degree. Now the R could win another long-range duel, another frag granted for the team, and this is where you need to watch out, because if FFA mix themselves, quickly taking a look at it, their losing bonus is still alright. Should be up to 5 if I'm not totally wrong. Unfortunately not displayed here, but it's still uncomfortable for the next one to rebuy. I mean, 3.8 and 3.5, sure you have drops towards the end of the half, it doesn't matter too much. It could have been better though anyway, but it doesn't matter. That's probably the main point. And I realized that I muted myself. I love my life, really. I'm a brilliant genius from time to time when I have not produced myself for like 2 months. And I still forget that button. Jesus Christ. It's a classic. If you look for it, it's a classic. In the meantime, what a goddamn classic from Inferno. Flashback, pardon, flashbang was brilliant. Black Eagle as well, zero cool. They're dying just one after another. So last man standing is looking to get that 1v3 rolling for him. He's far away from the bomb, 20 seconds. I mean, players can start hiding, and as far as they're so separate from each other, they wouldn't even need to pick a fight. They still do it, and that works. A brilliant job from Inferno, and that gives NOM that 9-6. And at 9-6 it is, NOM with a brilliant start now on the T side, with a great pistol in the brutality and the unpredictable situation FFA mix often has done it. It might be just done with ease. It could be done with ease, very honestly. As it goes, my goodness, what a shutdown. FFA mix are trying their best. It might work out brilliantly. Poor Nerds is trapped. He defends himself. In the meantime, he's going to be just bait. He's bait, but it works so brilliantly. God damn it, this is good. Because in the end, he took out so many players. And now Sensor, he could have an easy read on this. He could have a very, very easy read on this. And here's that. No kit for Juan. He sticks it. Sensor got a peek. He sticks it. And he's going to take him out in the end. The Glock is good enough for those easy frags. You could have been worried. Looked like it was walking around being as cryptic as possible. And FFA mix. They were hoping for this pistol, didn't they? They were really trying to get in the right direction. But sometimes it's not God's plan, as I tend to say. I mean, officially it was Drizzy saying that, and surely some guy before him said that. Now it's getting a little hot towards those sandbags, and that's uncomfortable heat. The flashbang didn't work at all, but the P250 is going to be assisted with jabs. Oh, this was so good. Disgustingly taking another weapon as well, and now the clear tendency to A can be seen on the minimap. That pump down. Jabs can try, right? He doesn't have anything to lose, and he doesn't necessarily want to keep that MP7. Beautiful shot onto Boo. Is getting it in the right direction. But very honestly, no high hopes. Yeah, spotted out. Flashbang over. And now they're going to find him. Inferno's going to assist his teammate brilliantly. NOM is on the 11th. All good, all nice, and that means we can take a little look at the advanced stats. Boo, by the way, on 16 frags, doing a quite decent job. Nobody overdoing it in that sense. Nobody's overperforming on the side of NOM. Same goes for FFA mix, and especially the funny part is once more the enemies flashed. With Hydra having 16 flashes, my fees on this, my take is that actually Hydra is the IGL. Could be a bold thesis. I'm taking that, but most enemies flashed. Unfortunately, not so many kills. But no, now coming in with an aggressive stance. That works. First player down. What is a worrying aspect is Juan sneaking and coming through balcony, closing in. But how many can he take down? Only 12 bullets in the mag. Finds the first. But now the awareness is there from the Australians, who are able to defend that A side quite well, at least for the moment. They don't realize Japs. It's getting a little problematic. And now patience on Snurts needs to be key. And as he's standing in the flames, it was a matter of seconds. He could have waited it out. He needed to move a little closer. And NOM, with casualties on every single side, still bring it through. 6-round difference. And that has to be mentioned again. The map pick of FFA mix. Still, it is just a round where we finally see them with a proper buy. With M4s and AUX. An AWP that belongs to Zero Cool. And that's the patience from Black Eagle. I mean, he got the support from Juan on the other side. In the meantime, directly pushing through. Balcony belongs to them. And NOM is losing a few in the meantime. Doesn't change that it's a big deal, because they got the A side control. Sinnoh and Zero Cool are looking for that, but it can be debated that this one is working. Saving the AWP and the AUG would make a lot of sense. Exactly what they're doing on road to the vault. Put it in there. And they keep on performing in a fashion they have not started the game, but actually got in the mid period, in the beginning period of the first half. Taking a look at it, 4 in a row. And the fun part is, right, you see minor differences on the scoreboard, like legitimately minor differences. It's not like one team is fully falling apart. And this is funny always seen when you take a look at the rounds that the side of NOM won. You don't see they got through with a lot of players most of the time. And that is, of course, a clear indicator to that and why it is the case. Now, FFA mix once more with a decent buy, and FFA mix, if you're a fan of them, you hope they're prepared for somewhat of a B-side take, whilst in the meanwhile, Boo is getting a bit of apartments control. They were falling for it to some degree. You see Black Eagle is coming in a little late. And Boo and Co. now taking the aggressive route. Directly to A they want to go, and let's see what Boo can do. Casually throws a nade, but Hydra is doing it all with a 2K. Pretty much by the book. It's cleared. And it could be done anytime soon. It could be done anytime soon. It doesn't look like FFA mix is having the perfect analysis of what's happening with NOM. Zero Cool. Oh, he's taken down 2. He shows us what he's made of. But he should be eliminated just right this second. 14-6 it is. And you know the situation is desperate when you buy a Mech 7. Then, you know, things are going so badly south. That you're buying such a shotgun. NOM pretty much deride their opponent here on the T site. It looked a bit more difficult, especially towards the ending phase. But FFA makes... Now they find the entry. Boo's taken out, and all of the players holding a meeting in middle. Second smoke thrown towards Banana. And so there's no real way to go, but they're pushing it through. Spotted Zero Cool. He got all the information needed, and his shotgun at this angle, this is where it can get so uncomfortable. All the pellets flying into the face of any of the Israeli players. First one comes in, and Sino is helping out so goddamn well that this Max 7 is even rewarding him. Flawless from FFA Mix. Somewhat surprising. And NOM definitely could afford another buy. It's still very scrappy. As rifles are being dropped, though, the MP7 in the hands of... You really rarely see MP7s. But in this game, you do see them, I don't want to say quite a lot, but more often. That's most definitely hurt by Japs. Setting themselves up. Taking more aggressive stance towards the A apartments, it seems to be. There they go, pushing through. First player spotted and eliminated. Problem though, Juan is just waiting around the corner, and a nade. Oh, that's brutal. That's so freaking uncomfortable. That's a bomb down, and that's a clear direction for the man number 7, Sino, to move over to A. They spotted the bomb, didn't they? I'm a little confused that they're actually rotating over. I mean, that is odd. Nevertheless, it works. Oh, and Hydra getting dinged out of this world. Nerds is looking... Stay alive another day. Gets at least one. And with 24 seconds... He could try. That would be an absolutely astonishing play if he gets that bomb down and even turns this one around. I got no high hopes, very honestly. Now even a player approaching. Japs finds him.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And NOM doing the only reasonable thing, going down to 2k, buying a bit of pistols here and there, and that's a brutal rush B. Anyone having a smoke? Smoke? Okay, doesn't matter, he's just pushing through in an absolutely astonishing fashion. It's one molly after another raining down. You saw there was a smoke in one of those players' hands, but why did it not land? Where did that smoke go? Alright then. Okay. Honestly confused, but on the other side, acceptable. And as now Black Eagle and Co. are looking forward to take some of those Israelis down anytime soon. We got to see if that's going to happen first of all, right? Because, of course, FFA Mix are on their way back. And the Synopsis is looking for it. Flashbang is brilliant, but they are taking them down. This side, though, now in the hands of NOM. Black Eagle is still in an uncomfortable spot. 60 seconds, and he is reigning supreme on Taboo. But much more to get, much more to find. But stopped at this point already. Bombs dropped. Now it's a bit of a pressure situation. Inferno can actually dodge all those bullets. And Sensor rotates around. The question I have is he going to be there in time? Nope. Under no circumstance. And they're going to check every single angle, right? They're going to try as much as possible. But Sensor is going to pull through. Oh, and you got to make it. Japs has the read on him. Absolutely uncomfortable for NOM. Absolutely. And now you don't really want to see your opponent get too much into this. And there's the pause being called by a terrorist. Well needed. Stop the momentum of your opponent. Start discussing what you can do to get your team fixed. Two rounds versus 6 rounds. FFA makes... They would need still, those just mentioned 6 rounds to get a win out of this. 5 to at least secure OT. Whilst NOM is in a comfortable spot. Surely this shouldn't be their round. I mean, when we take a look at their weaponry, under no circumstance success should be granted, but they're gonna still do it. Run into the hands of the op. Overflashed. Oh, this is so unfortunate. Hydra's at least trying to assist his teammate, and that is now opening the B side quite massively. Should be done as swift as possible, as they send Sensor on balcony. It's gonna be taken down. So unfortunate, but who in God's name pushes for the smoke could be the next question. Problem though now is Sinnoh. Waited down Banana to always have this piece of information. He got that. And now bomb planted out in the open would be a bit of a problem. The question I'm asking is, when is NOM actually attacking it? B, where is NOM gonna plant the bomb? Where's NOM gonna plant the bomb? As the smoke goes down Banana, this is the so pivotal aspect. This is now one player who announced himself, and a spray down that works to at least some degree. But the pressure is built up on FFA mix. They all got a kit, massive amounts of utility. Oh, this is so bad. Infernal has to move out of the of his position, can dodge it to some degree. Oh, the flames are not getting him. Oh, and it's all collapsing in the matter of seconds. Hydra with the deagle. Auto director not on the right players, doesn't matter. NOM with the 15th, and FFA mix still got big bucks to make this one work. If it does, though, a riddle to be solved. It would be just one more round. Just another casual one. It's another casual round. Nerds is taking a 0 cool. As they find one after another. The Israelis, they're most likely on the right track. Opposition decimated. And they even heard the tag. It was a single tag onto Black Eagle as he bounced off the smoke. And now they can go pretty much everywhere where they want to. If everybody just trades, it's all fine. It's all good. And that's it. Jabs should not stand a chance. and we might see NOM get map number 1 off their opponent. They didn't 100% look brilliant from start on, then things turned around massively, and we have found nothing else than a 16-10 in favor of NOM. So Boo and Co. getting into the second map with a little advantage, and we're going to see if it's going to be a 2-mapper or a 3-mapper. My name is Sesh. We'll go into a little break, and we'll just be right back.